but anybody that's made the trip knows it's a big, oh,
Great
look at that.
cartwheel kick.
A high-flying luchador and a Japanese sports legend were only two of the wrestling stars we lost in 2022. It was a difficult year for pro wrestling fans the world over. The wrestling world lost 49-year-old Raciel, a longtime member of the CMLL roster, in April of 2022. Though he sustained a back injury in November 2021, reports from Super Luchas and Lucha Libre blogger Miguel Redacino suggest that the veteran luchador's death stemmed from a car accident. Days after his passing, CMLL held a moment of applause for Raciel in both Arena Mexico and Arena Coliseo Guadalajara. Under the tutelage of fellow wrestlers Skyday and Brazo Cibernetico, Raciel entered the wrestling business in 1996, initially working for AAA, the other major promotion in Mexico. He will perhaps be best remembered for his Rudo tag team run with Cancerbero in CMLL after joining the promotion in 2003. However, Raciel's big break actually came as the result of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, with diehard fans making up most of the promotion's fan base at this point and fan voting deciding the 2020 Aniversario matches. From there, Raciel and Cancerbero parlayed their newfound popularity into winning the National Trios titles in 2021. Few names have ever meant more to the marriage of combat sports and professional wrestling than Antonio Inoki, particularly in Inoki's native Japan. The 79-year-old legend died in October 2022 after a battle with amyloidosis, a rare organ disease, and had been relegated to a wheelchair in his later years as a result of the rare condition. Inoki founded New Japan Pro Wrestling in 1972, served as its marquee star for more than a decade, and went on to face American boxing legend Muhammad Ali in a mixed rules bout in 1976 that served as the precursor to the sport of mixed martial arts in America. As a result, he is perhaps the most influential Japanese figure in wrestling history. Later in life, Inoki began to leave his mark on the broader world as a diplomat and member of the Japanese House of Counselors, in which he served two stints, first from 1989 to 1995, and then from 2013 to 2019. Some of his political achievements included smoothing Japanese relations in countries such as Pakistan, Iraq, and North Korea, and even organized a sports, music, and peace festival in Iraq. As for North Korea, Inoki visited the country many times between 1995 and 2017. The relationship began with Inoki helping to organize Collision in Korea, a wrestling event that saw him headline the show in a dream match with Ric Flair. Inoki finally called it a career in 2003, but continued to head New Japan Pro Wrestling until 2005. Starman, a Technico wrestler and lower card fixture for Mexican promotion CMLL for more than 20 years, passed away on September 23, 2022 at the age of 47. No cause of death has been given at this time. His final match with the promotion occurred in August 2021. Speaking in a YouTube vlog in April 2022, Starman hinted at one more brief run as an in-ring competitor and one more big match before bringing his career to a close. According to Lucha Blog, Starman, originally known as Ultraman Jr., modeled his early character after the Japanese media franchise. He is also the son of a luchador who competed in the 70s, making him a second-generation wrestler. By 1996, Starman became a full-time member of the CMLL roster. During his final years, Starman also ran Gimnasio Starman, a training school for aspiring luchadors that also ran shows. The final Gimnasio Starman event occurred in August 2021, in which Starman himself did not wrestle. Former WCW and WWE referee and enhancement talent Mickie J. Henson passed away on Valentine's Day 2022 at the age of 60 after being taken off life support. While COVID-19 related pneumonia ultimately led to Henson's death, the former referee and enhancement talent also battled cancer for nearly 15 years. Henson, who was also known as Mickie J., first broke into wrestling as the president of the Bobby Heenan fan club when he was just 14 years old. He later linked up with Steve Keirn and his Fabulous Ones tag team partner, Stan Lane. Keirn took a liking to Henson and landed him a gig refereeing matches on professional wrestling and Florida shows. Henson went on to work for WCW and served as the referee for David Arquette's infamous WCW World Championship win. Though the WWF did not pick up his contract after the WCW purchase in 2001, Keirn later got his old friend into the industry leader, where he worked until he was diagnosed with mantle cell lymphoma in 2008. The veteran referee received the Charlie Smith Referee Award from the Cauliflower Alley Club in May 2018.
Sarah Lee is the winner!
Sarah Lee, one of the two most recent winners of WWE Tough Enough, passed away on October 6th at just 30 years old. She is survived by her 3 children and her husband, former WWE superstar Wesley Blake. who currently wrestles under the name Weston Blake. While her cause of death is uncertain at this point, the former WWE superstar wrote about battling a sinus infection for the first time ever in her final Instagram post 2 days prior to her death. Despite having no wrestling experience prior to entering the competition, Lee won the most recent edition of Tough Enough in 2015 over current WWE superstar Mandy Rose and caught the attention of WWE fans all over the world for her down-to-earth personality and can-do attitude. Lee had a competitive powerlifting background prior to coming on the show and leaned on her athletic attributes in non-wrestling challenges. For winning the show, Lee received a WWE contract and a $250,000 starting salary and reported to the WWE Performance Center along with some of her fellow contestants on October 28, 2015. While training at the Performance Center, Lee became pregnant. She was released by the WWE a year later. Royal stud Adam Windsor, the first ever graduate of Dory Funk's Funkin' Conservatory Wrestling School, died on April 21st earlier this year at the age of 41. Slam Wrestling reported heart issues to be the cause of Windsor's death. The English-born Windsor studied to become a judoka during his teen years under Neil Adams, brother of former WCCW standout Gentleman Chris Adams. A knee injury brought an end to Windsor's judo career before it could begin, and the 15-year-old instead turned his attention to pro wrestling. Windsor married the oldest daughter of Chris Adams and relocated to Ocala, Florida to train under Funk. Windsor remained a mainstay in the local Florida area throughout the next decade and served as Funk's top star in the Florida-based Bang promotion between 1999 and 2005. Windsor wrestled his final match in 2011 and spent his final years as a paramedic. Judo Gene LeBell, an influential figure in pro wrestling, mixed martial arts, and Hollywood, passed away on August 9, 2022 at the age of 89. Per the Los Angeles Daily News, LeBell had been in declining health for upwards of 8 months and died in his sleep at his home in Sherman Oaks, California, with his wife at his side. A national judo champion in his younger years, LeBell transitioned out of judo to the more lucrative avenue of pro wrestling and later earned notoriety for his work as a stuntman and actor in Hollywood. LeBell struggled to catch on strictly as a pro wrestler, as his legitimate judo-rooted style did little to please crowds. However, LeBell does hold plenty of achievements elsewhere, including being part of one of the very first mixed martial arts bouts in North America, years before the sport came to be. LeBell picked up his first movie credit in 1962 and went on to achieve 252 stunt credits and 155 acting credits throughout his distinguished career. Deanna D. Boer, a women's wrestler best known for her time as Matilda the Hun on Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, or GLOW, passed away on January 7, 2022 at the age of 73. While a cause of death has not been given, Boer was confined to a motorized wheelchair in 2017 as a result of a wrestling-related spinal deterioration. Boer remained active online in the years leading up to her death, connecting with fans through her website. Boer forced her way into the wrestling business by organizing outlaw mud shows in her home state of California, wrestling men under a mask as Queen Kong. When the California State Athletic Commission forbade her from wrestling men, Boer took to wrestling bears. Queen Kong got her big break in the mid-'80s when she helped pioneer GLOW, transforming into Matilda the Hun. Her time on the show led to greater opportunities in Hollywood, as Boer went on to be featured in Aerosmith's video for Love in an Elevator in 1989, as well as Spaceballs and In Living Color.
Who are you? I'm the bearded lady. And are you one of the freaks?
The death of 35-year-old Toro Bill Jr. capped off a tough year for pro wrestling fans in Mexico, and particularly CMLL. The Puebla, Mexico native died as a result of a heart attack after collapsing minutes before his scheduled match against Asturiano and Millennium at the Arena Puebla on April 25, 2022. According to El Sol de Puebla, the luchador was stretchered from the arena but could not be resuscitated despite best efforts from the paramedics and doctors. The outlet reported his death was believed to have occurred during the main event, though according to a report from The Sun, CMLL never confirmed his actual cause of death. Toro Bill Jr. was best known as one half of the tag team Batalon de la Muerte, which translates to English as the Death Battalion. Alongside partner Rey Apocalypsis, he was the son of Toro Bill, a regular in Arena Puebla between 1987 and 2010. Toro Bill Jr. wrestled his final match on April 16th of this year. Sadly, these were not the only wrestling stars we lost in 2022. Other wrestlers who have passed this year include Scott Hall, Super Muñeco, Dave Hebner, Tarzan Goto, Candy Divine, Masashi Aoyagi, Blackman, and Tim White.